I've been asked to do a couple how-to videos, and right now what we're working on GM abody brakes. Right now I'm doing front brake hoses on a 1972 Buick Skylark. Your brake hoses all similar through all your GM abodies, your Cutlasses, your Monte Carlos, which is a G body, your Chevelles, Le Mans, all your typical GM abody vehicles all has a similar brake hoses. I'm going to show y'all a couple problem areas and something to watch out for when you're looking at these cars. If you take a look right up in here, you have where this front brake hose has your clip that holds it on. These are very, very bad about rusting the line end where it's dang near impossible to get this line loose. I do like my line wrenches. I didn't have one handy here to take these loose. I went ahead and started on my lower line. They usually come out pretty well. Notice you got some rust on the clip, but all in all, this is a Southern car. It don't have as much rust on it as your typical Northern cars do. What we're going to do next, since I have this lower hose loose, we're going to take this top hose loose right up here. Then after we get the hose loose up here from the top line, we're going to pop these E-clips off, and that hose will come right out. A lot of people take their front wheel off to do this. If you have a lift, it helps a lot, but if you don't, jack stands and underneath the car, you don't have to take the wheels off these things to do brake hoses. It does make it a little easier to get to from the side, but if you're not doing anything internal in the with the brake drums, if you've already done wheel cylinders and backtracking and doing these hoses, I would definitely just go ahead and mess with getting the with getting hoses off from underneath the car. It's pretty simple, but if you don't have a set of jack stands, you just want to prop it up on its own tire once you get the tire off. I understand that too, but you can easily access everything from underneath here, as you can see. Right here's your bottom clip that holds your line on. You don't have to have pliers like this, but they do help some. And as you see, that dude is rusted in two. It's typical. I mean, it happens. This is a part that I didn't plan on buying, but now I'm going to have to buy a set of these. And I'll go ahead and buy all 4 of them for both sides. They're not that expensive. It's just something that got forgot when I was ordering my parts for it. As many as I've done, you'd think I'd already know to go ahead and order a set. This is a successful clip removal. No rust, looks good and clean. Be able to reuse that dude. Remember earlier how that clip was rusted? Well, it's also caused another problem. I can't pull the line out. I've had good luck before in the past by taking a pair of channel locks and using them as a little vise, which right there was success. There you have it. Successful removal of the passenger side line. Or not line. Go ahead, correct me down in the comments. Brake hose. Always inspect your hoses. I cannot stress that enough. Make sure they are the right length, which my new hose appears to be a little on the short side. We're going to try it out, see how it works. One more quick tech tip before I button this thing up. Make sure you start these lines in before putting your clips in. It will make your life a lot easier. Cannot stress that enough. I've made that mistake so many times, but I didn't make the mistake now. So what I'm telling you is make sure these lines right here are pushed down in the hole and start your other line in. Once you do that, you can put your clips on and it will make your life a whole lot easier. Pretty much covers it. Once you get your line started, push it down, start your clips, tighten your lines up, you're done. Go over to the next brake hose, repeat the process. Always replace these in pairs. Always. Never do one, then wait for the other one to go. Replace them in pairs, or you'll have issues later on down the road. Of it. Earlier you seen where we replaced a front brake hose. Well, when you replace anything in a brake system, you've got to bleed the system. What I'm doing here, since I am by myself this afternoon, I'm using a off-the-shelf vacuum tester. Also, it's a little handheld vacuum pump. I use this thing to bleed brakes, check actuators on carburetors. I use it for a lot of things. This thing's pretty neat. Check it. All right, right here you have the vacuum gauge on your vacuum bleeder. And sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. This thing's a little old and wore out. It's had a little bit of brake fluid in it. And that's what I'm going to show you how this thing works. Once I get some pressure on it, see right there I have around 20 inches of vacuum that's bleeding off. You'll also see I've got a canister. Right here in the canister, it has a straw on this side. This side it does not. That way it pulls fluid up to about right here, and I will cut it off and let the fluid stop. I'm right up here. I've had my 5/16 wrench on the bleeder, and I like using a clear hose because I can watch it as the air comes through. Right now it looks like I have just pure fluid. Take that back. I'm seeing some air bubbles here. You can see what you got going on. Notice it's slowing down. I'll go back and I'll pump this thing up some more and start pulling some more fluid. Right now it looks like straight fluid coming through, so we're going to stop pumping. We're going to move to the other side. And just so all the mechanics that is watching, I did start on the passenger side rear, which is the furthest position away from the master cylinder. You always want to start here.